Hello, everybody. Sean McGregor, NoCode STR. I'm going to continue on with the SEAM conversation from last week in the Facebook group. Again, David Dodge is the one that threw out the question. I'd never used SEAM before, but he was asking, basically saying it's annoying to him having to go through a PMS or remote lock, etc., to automate his door codes. So he introduced me to SEAM. I did some digging over the weekend, and I came up with some pretty cool little tricks. So show that to y'all right now. Let's get into it. All right, so we're here in Zapier. Main thing, create a door code on check-in day. I'm also going to add one where it's the day before it gets check-in code set. And then if it's already not set, then on check-in day, if the booking happens, a new door code will be set. That'll just give me a little buffer time in case there is an issue. But and I'll also prevent my team from setting a door code the night before, because this is working really well so far. If somebody deletes a door or cancels a booking, 15 minutes after they cancel, the door code gets deleted automatically. That's what this app does. You can adjust the timing if you want to give them an hour or 30 minutes, but figure the 15-minute buffer would be good enough where, like, if they cancel, and this is only if they've already started their stay, because again, I'm not going to create a door code until the day before. So that way you're not wasting a bunch of zaps automatically creating stuff for 3 months out and then they get canceled and it never happens. But if they're already staying and they decide to cancel for whatever reason, it locks them out in 15 minutes. These are really cool. So you can do with webhooks, you can, anytime the battery goes below a certain percentage, let's say 20%, then you get an alert saying, door code at this property is low right now. And what you'll be able to do with that is route it to the cleaner to where every notification afterwards, while that is still showing low battery, it'll add on there, hey, reminder, there's a guest checking out at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, blah, blah, blah. And at the bottom of it, it'll add on there. Also, we've noticed the door code or the door battery is low. Please replace it with 4 batteries. Here's a video showing you how to do that. That'll happen automatically without us having to worry about it, think about it, my team having to monitor it. So that's also really, really exciting. This is a cool little twist where you can tell the first time any door code has been used. And so that obviously lets you know that, hey, the guest is checked in. And what I've done with that is, 30 to 45 minutes afterwards, I have a little view that's set up where they're going to fall in that range. 30 to 45 minutes after they check in and use that door code the first time, then they're going to get a text message saying, hey, just wanted to check in, see if y'all got in the house okay. No rush to reply or no need to reply, but just, we're here if you need any help. So this seems organic, seems like the personal touch, even though it's all automated. But if it happened 1 minute after they check in, they would know, oh, okay, this is automated. This is kind of weird. But if it happens 40 minutes later, they're like, oh, they're just checking up on us. That's awesome. And we want to have the automation, but we still want to personally connect and convey personal connection and caring the whole way through their stay. That way we get those amazing reviews. That way they have a great time. If there is an issue, right off the bat, we can, discover it and solve it that night before having to wait on the 11 a.m. check-in message the next day. On this, I also have a little kill switch where if 5 minutes after they walk in, they text us, my team can just click a button saying disable automatic checkup message. That way we know, okay, we're already communicating with them. It'll be weird to have this automatic message go out after. That's just kind of the fine tuning you can do with all these no-code tools and why I love them so much. And then this one is also really cool. You'll be able to do a cleaner door code, like the first time it's used after a particular guest leaves. So they're cleaning after a certain guest. And that'll let you know 1 o'clock in the afternoon, bink, Maria's team is cleaning Barton Swap. I'll know, okay, they're there. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to rest in my head like, oh God, are they cleaning? Do they know they're supposed to clean? Check the cameras or whatever. All that's gone. But you can set up alerts where if they're not cleaning by a certain time, then, your team gets notified saying, hey, make sure they know to clean today. And then what's also cool about this cleaner door code used for the first time is my team, they fill out a form whenever they're done cleaning. And so now I'll be able to compare those 2 times. So when they start and when they finish, and know how long it's taken them to clean that property and all properties. And again, the way it's set up for all of these, if I had 100 properties, it would still be these apps. Like, you don't need to set up one for every single property. You set it up one time in the right way, and then every single time you have a new booking, the door code is set as long as Seam, connects with it. So we got full clarification on the pricing after the first 10, but the first 10 devices are free, so it's pretty sweet. I'll share what I have found in the comments, but I haven't gotten like an actual reply from their support team yet. So first thing I'll show you, feel free to jump out. It's already been a long video, but the door code, create door code on check-in day. I made this video kind of showing what it looks like, where this person booked. So you can see the booking came through. Like, she had told me she was booking now, so I just started my camera. There's no audio on this. Then I go to Airtable. There's nothing. 45 seconds later, the booking comes through with all the information. And then the automation starts with Seam to set the door code. So, is it 45? Okay, this one took a little bit. All right, here we go. Okay, so right around there. So like 2:20. So right there, you can see it pops in automatically. It has the door code been set to yes, and the door code with the last 4 of their phone number. In the prior video, I'd mentioned like Hospitable didn't push the phone number through message support, and actually it was because I put a 555 number and they knew it was fake, and therefore they didn't send it. So that's why it didn't work. It works correctly the rest of the time though. And I've had no problems with actual bookings, which is the important part. So here you can see that access code was created. If you go to access codes, it's setting, and then after like another 30 seconds or minute, it's shown that it's working. I don't know why this little toggle's in the way, and then you can see it's set. So all that happens within 4 minutes without anybody on my team having to do anything. And this is what it looks like in the actual Zap now. Just to give you a quick overview. I won't get too far into the weeds, even though I already am. Okay, but new record enters that particular view, which in this case is today's check-in. And here's how I have my basic setup. Check-in is today. This is like the door code, like kind of serial number in Seam is not empty, because I don't want this to fire and try to do something if a certain door lock isn't supported and it doesn't work. And then I also don't want this to happen if somebody has canceled their booking. So this is only for booked stays that are currently going to happen. So if someone's canceled, their information might still roll through this if you don't put that little filter on there. And that's why Airtable is so awesome, because you can prevent all that from happening. So there's nothing in here right now. But as soon as it hits that view, if it's midnight or if it's 7 p.m. at night, it'll still create that door code with the dates starting at 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. the checkout day automatically. I kind of went over this in the last video. If the phone number isn't there for whatever reason, it'll create a random door code. If it is there, which it should be in normal bookings, it'll create with the last 4 of the cell and then update the record, which is what you saw in that video. So I think this is interesting. So this is the Seam door code used for the first time. And I'll show you this one real quick. And what's different about this one is instead of it being straight through Zapier, it's actually through, it's called a webhook. And how you set this up is you just say, I want to do a webhook. Zapier will actually give you the webhook, and then you go back to Seam and you put it in here, and then you tell them, sorry, camera's annoying. I want, anytime a lock is unlocked, I want to fire that. You go here, I say only continue if it's a keypad or a key code. That makes it to where, like, if they're just twisting the thumb lock, it's not setting off a zap. Then I find a record in Airtable, and I'm looking for the access code ID, which is unique to every single person. So when that door code is created, I now have it pulling in this information for that particular guest, to where as soon as the booking happens, their particular door code set in there. That way, that webhook works for all properties, but when it searches this view, it's only going to find this. And as soon as it searches and finds this access code, it gives me access to all of the information for this guest, including these 300 hidden fields. So anything related to that guest, I can pull into the next step, which you'll see in a second comes in handy. And then I put only continue if this, basically I've set it up to where door code is used by guest. I only want this to continue if this has not been used. So once they've used it, and maybe in the future they use the code again, it's not going to refire the zap over and over again. The filter will stop it, kill it, and save a bunch of zap runs. So the filter will end it. But if it's not, then they'll check that box. Then they'll send a message to me for now, just saying, and this will be my team saying, FY, such and such guest has checked in using their door code. This means they've officially checked in. So that way my team knows, okay, that person's accounted for. Again, you could get it to where if you want, and someone doesn't use their door code for the whole day, and then it's whatever time, you can, alert your team that, hey, it doesn't look like they checked in yesterday. Anything you want to do with it. But so that's the basics of the door code used the first time. And what we do with that information is, obviously our team knows they've checked in, so they can then monitor cameras if they need to make sure it's not a party or whatever. But then they're not constantly looking for it. They know exactly when that group is checked in, and then they can monitor things. Now, automatic checkout message 35 minutes after they check in. Same thing, new record in Airtable, but it's limited to this particular view. Okay, so we're here in the view, Seam guest checkup. There's nothing here right now, but I'll show you all the different fields I have set up, and then I'll make a record appear. But check-in date is on or before today. I think I did that just to make sure a record would show up, because I'm testing it. It would say on today. Again, you have to be synced up to Seam. It's accepted. Checkout is after today, just because we want to, again, I'm just trying to make sure this works. The door code is not empty. This is something where I have a don't send day of checkout message. Again, that's if a guest reaches out to us in that 35-minute window. My team can just click a button, and that way there's not an awkward automation that happens. This is the current hour central time. And basically the 23 is in the 11s, 22s in the 10s, 21s in the 9s. So if they check in at 11:30 at night, I'm not going to message them at midnight saying, hey, just wanted to see how things are going, because they're going to just go to sleep. I'm going to send a message the next morning at 10 a.m. anyway. Again, this just shows how fine-tuned you can make things. So at 9, 10, or 11, they're not going to be getting it. And then if it's not on check-in day, then anything after midnight, it's not going to send anyway. This part, minutes since they clicked it. So they use the door code between 29 minutes later and 43 minutes later is when I want them to show up in here. Sometimes they can be off by 3 minutes, it doesn't look constantly. So I just put in a wide gap in here. But if I put, let's say 143 and hit apply, or maybe 243. Been a while, I guess. Okay, so now it'll show this guy who 205 minutes ago, he used the door code the first time, according to this test. So he wasn't in here before, but now he is. This might actually trigger the automation, so that might be cool to see. This is the cleaner door code stuff that I was telling you about, but I'll stick to this for now. So they enter this view, and then this message goes out. First one, this is the FYI, so-and-so has used their door code for the first time. It's going to me right now, but it would be going to my teammates, so they would be able to know that. And then this would be the message that would actually go to the guest saying, hi, Marge, just wanted to touch base, let you know y'all made it into the house okay, etc. No need to reply, but please text if you need anything at all. We're here to help. So that would be a personalized text message going to them 30 to 45 minutes after that I know they check in without me having to know they actually did. Like, it all happens automatically, personalized. And again, the reason you do this is it's a text message, it's personalized. You're discovering right here, if they're 45 minutes in, like, hey, we noticed the fridge isn't cooling, or hey, we noticed the place is a little dirty, and you can solve it that night instead of them having to wait, have a disgruntled night of sleep. Whatever it is, you can discover the problem, solve the problem immediately with proactive communication. So they're going to be like, oh my God, this is the best host ever. They checked in on us. There were small issues, but they took care of it. Best host ever, 5-star, blah, blah, blah. And this, again, all happens automatically without anyone having to do anything. And again, this is all because Seam, sold to me by David, all this stuff is already kind of, going through. I test everything to myself first for the first couple days or first couple stays to make sure it all works correctly. But like, the door code setting has worked for every group so far. I'll find out about the cleaner door code stuff tomorrow, but that's going to be huge because it's going to let me know, okay, the cleaners are there. Good. I don't have to worry if someone's coming in. Like, I know they're there, because that's a lonely feeling that I'm sure we've all been through, where like it's 2:00. Like, hey, have you guys started cleaning? I just want to know. The guests are already in town. They were curious. But if I see that they started cleaning right at 11 and it's 2:00 and the guests are in town, I can be pretty confident, like, hey, they've been there for a couple hours. I think they'll be done fairly soon. I'll keep you updated. And then you're just replying to your guests quicker. You have more intel on the cleaners. And then again, if you make them fill out a cleaning form at the end, you're finding out, okay, it took them 2 hours and 17 minutes to clean this house, which could be valuable for all sorts of reasons, especially for those out there that have a cleaning team that charges hourly or that cleans the similar types of unit all the time. You can tell when it's taking longer, when it's not, and fully track it without you having to actually manually do anything. So anyway, again, let me know what other things you guys think would be interesting with this. But for free, pretty much just set up a better version of remote lock in my mind. And I'm sure they do a lot more, but this is all stuff that I feel is important or could be helpful in delivering better guest experience. And I was able to do it myself with no code, never seeing Seam before, just using Airtable, Zapier, and a little chat GPT help on the side. So anyway, I hope it's interesting to y'all. I'll keep you updated as this progresses, but already pretty good start. Again, we have, sorry for the annoying camera thing again. Automatically create the door code, delete it if a booking gets canceled in the mid-stay. Know whenever a guest checks in, automatically check up with that guest via text message, know when our cleaners have cleaned, and then know when there's a low battery and notify our cleaners in the future if they need to replace those batteries, and keep reminding them every single cleaner notification until that low battery thing goes away. So pretty good. Thanks again, David, and everyone else that chimed in. Let me know what other things are annoying to you so we can, automate the annoying. All right. Appreciate it, y'all.